So for my artist research, I looked at a range of photographers, graphic designers, and just artists in general, because I thought this would provide me with a broader perspective on the art industry. Initially, I researched Alex Trochut, which I thought was my favourite graphic designer, because when I was looking at his work, I thought that it really appealed to me and the target audience I would like to appeal to. I thought his graphic designing was quite modern, which on reflection I think I would like to adopt within my future artistic career. I then looked at Seymour Chwast, who was a graphic designer as well. His graphic designing was more contemporary, which I thought was quite interesting because this would appeal to a more alternative audience, but also is quite thought-provoking with the messages that are there. For example, in the Donald Trump image, he says, "The beauty of me is that I'm very rich," which I think is quite reflective upon the society that we live in today, which is very capitalist, therefore is quite blinding to the average person. I also then looked at Banksy, who wasn't really related to either photography or graphics, but I thought that his design work was very interesting because it's inspired a lot of graphic designers over the years, because of how interesting and how alternative his designs are. I also think it's very interesting that he's anonymous, because obviously a lot of people nowadays use the artistic sphere to create fame and fortune for themselves, whereas Banksy obviously may have created fortune for himself but personally has not created fame, which on reflection is quite a modest approach to the art industry, which is quite interesting. I then researched a photographer called Ryan McGinley, who I really liked as a photographer because I thought that he provided real images that day-to-day people would see, but they were also quite surreal at the same time through the use of vivid colour, and I think that his following on Instagram shows how popular he is with a modern audience, which I think I would need to adopt in my development within the photography industry, because I really liked his style and I really like the audience that he would appeal to. I then looked at John Paul Douglas, who I really liked as well. These are the two photographers that I really enjoyed their work of. I liked John Paul Douglas's work because of his really aesthetic shots, because of the positioning of the object. For example, the pug picture, where the different pugs are placed in different positions in different areas of the picture. It's actually really photogenic, and I can imagine being used as a phone wallpaper, for example. Also, the sandwich of the ham and mustard is really aesthetic because of the alternative placements of each object, which I think was very interesting to use. Therefore, overall, on reflection, I thought that this research was very helpful in developing different areas of both of my art forms, because it allowed me to witness and observe different types of styles, which would be useful within the industry, because obviously you would appeal to different audiences via different styles. Therefore would be very important when designing different advertisements or taking different pictures.